You're a special girl, Sarah.
I am. I just had this fantasy. We would be best friends. I love you.
I love you too.
You're beautiful. You're smart. You're perfect.
Scene 2 of the film, starring Ashley and Lily, unfolds as an intimate yet emotionally volatile portrait of two women trapped between roles, expectations, and the quietly erupting forces of identity and connection. The dialogue begins with irritation, with Ashley chastising Lily for putting her dirty feet on the couch, and Lily dismissively calling her a buzzkill. It's the kind of domestic, seemingly mundane tension that masks something much deeper, the uneasy balance between power, resentment, and longing that often shapes women's relationships under the scrutiny of patriarchy. Ashley insists on my house, my rules, while Lily fires back, reminding her that Dad's was much nicer, weaponizing memory and comfort in a single line. Beneath the banter, there's an ache, the sense that neither woman truly belongs in this home, nor in the roles they've been assigned. The dialogue escalates into something sharper, with Ashley confronting Lily's lack of direction. You don't go to school, you don't work, you're almost 21. To which Lily responds with the simple, defiant truth, I'm his daughter. It's a reminder that her identity, her presence, and her right to take up space are conditional, tethered to a man's authority, even in this ostensibly female-centered exchange. Yet the conversation begins to shift from control to vulnerability as Ashley concedes, almost with admiration, you're definitely something. That small, almost throwaway compliment becomes the hinge on which the scene turns. An acknowledgement of complexity, a soft crack in her facade of discipline and irritation. What follows is a surprising, layered unraveling of emotional boundaries. The women circle around each other through teasing and contradiction, mirroring the way many queer women navigate closeness, through coded language, humor, and the safety of denial. When Ashley says, "Mother and daughters are supposed to fight," she isn't just talking about familial tension, she's articulating a social script, a justification for intimacy mixed with conflict, affection mixed with defensiveness. But Lily's admission, "I guess I just had this fantasy we would be best friends," cuts through that armor. It's a confession of loneliness, of yearning for connection not defined by authority or hierarchy, but by mutual understanding. When Ashley responds, "That's not happening," it's as if she's protecting herself from something more frightening than rebellion, the possibility of being truly seen. What makes this scene resonate so strongly for queer and LGBTQ+ audiences is not any overt declaration of sexuality, but the emotional language that exists between the lines, the way longing hides inside everyday dialogue, the way affection becomes dangerous when it challenges the boundaries of what society deems appropriate. Lily's line, "You're like way too hot to be my friend," is not simply a flirtatious remark, it's a slip of truth, a moment where admiration and desire collide. For many queer women, especially those raised in environments where attraction to other women was stigmatized or silenced, moments like this, when the truth spills out, raw and unfiltered, carry the weight of both liberation and guilt. Ashley's reaction, a mix of shock and discomfort, reflects the conditioning many women internalize, that to be admired by another woman is flattering only up to the point it threatens to expose something about themselves. Yet, rather than retreat into hostility, Ashley mirrors the compliment, "You're beautiful too," a gesture of recognition that transcends hierarchy, bridging their emotional distance for a fleeting moment. What happens here is the quiet miracle of mutual validation. Two women, both feeling unseen in their own ways, acknowledging each other's beauty, not as objectification, but as connection. This scene challenges societal discomfort with women expressing love for one another, not because it sensationalizes it, but because it humanizes it. Their closeness, their tension, their vulnerability, all expose how women are often denied spaces where emotional intimacy can exist outside of male framing. The father, invoked but absent, looms symbolically over the scene. Lily's reminder that she is his daughter, and Ashley's worry about what your father would say, underline how women's relationships with each other are often filtered through the lens of male approval or disapproval. For fathers in such narratives, and symbolically for patriarchal systems at large, a daughter being gay or forming deep bonds with another woman can provoke mixed emotions, love intertwined with fear, protectiveness mingled with prejudice. Some fathers may feel pride in their daughter's courage to live authentically, while others see it as a threat to tradition, legacy, or masculinity itself. The father's unseen presence here encapsulates that societal tension, the way men are often positioned as gatekeepers of women's identities, even when they're not in the room. For many LGBTQ+ viewers, this echoes real life. The fear of coming out, the dread of disappointing family, the exhaustion of having to justify one's truth in a world still ruled by unspoken hierarchies. What's most striking is how the scene captures the paradox of queer discovery. How connection can feel both empowering and terrifying, how it can awaken something beautiful while threatening to upend everything familiar. When Ashley asks, "What are you doing?" and Lily insists, "It's not like that, I swear I didn't plan this," the moment becomes not about impropriety, but about confusion, the kind that accompanies self-realization. Lily's vulnerability isn't manipulation, it's exposure. Her request, "Just please stay," carries the weight of every queer person who has ever begged for acceptance, not understanding why affection is treated as transgression. Ashley's hesitation, her struggle between authority and empathy, reflects the same inner conflict faced by countless women: how to reconcile the world's expectations with the truth of their emotions. Through a queer, emotionally grounded lens, this scene becomes less about confrontation and more about revelation. It's about the quiet, invisible labor women do to manage their own feelings while protecting the comfort of others. It's about the cost of honesty in a world that still polices the boundaries of female closeness. The dialogue's rhythm, alternating between hostility and softness, mockery and tenderness, mirrors the ways queer women often learn to speak in code, to test the waters of safety before revealing their truths. When Lily calls Ashley beautiful, it's not simply an expression of attraction, but an act of bravery. When Ashley doesn't immediately reject her, but instead says, "You are so gorgeous," it's a moment of radical empathy. One woman affirming another's truth, even if she can't fully articulate her own. For queer viewers, especially women who have had to navigate the minefield of internalized shame and external judgment, this scene offers both recognition and catharsis. It reminds them that desire and affection are not corrupt, that emotional connection between women need not be justified or pathologized. For women in general, it speaks to a broader struggle: the longing to be understood without fear of judgment, the tension between independence and intimacy, the yearning for relationships built on authenticity rather than performance. The discomfort society still feels toward women expressing love for each other persists because it undermines systems built on control. When women love women, platonically, romantically, or somewhere in between, they create worlds where men are not the central axis. They affirm that their worth, their identity, and their joy exist outside the male gaze. That autonomy terrifies the status quo. Ultimately, Ashley and Lily's scene is not about rule-breaking or rebellion. It's about two women confronting the edges of their own loneliness. It's about how affection, when it crosses the boundaries of expectation, becomes a kind of truth serum, revealing who we are beneath the roles we've been forced to play. For queer audiences, it's a reminder that visibility is not just about coming out, but about daring to be emotionally real in spaces that tell us to stay small. And for fathers, mothers, or anyone who loves queer daughters, it's a chance to see that what their children seek is not rebellion or defiance, but belonging, the simple right to exist in love, without fear. In that light, this scene stands as a testament to the courage it takes to look at another woman or oneself and say, "You are beautiful," and mean it without apology.